All right, welcome into another day of our daily Devos in the Psalms. Pastor Rick here, and I had a little itchy nose there for a moment. Apologize for that. So starting off, my hat. I got my friends from Hope Church, Pastors Joel and Emily. They are amazing. Love them. They are incredible people. Pastor a church up in close to the Hattiesburg area, and they are just doing a bang up job with that church, making a great impact on that area. We love them intensely. They're so amazing. So if you're in the Hattiesburg area and you need a church to go to, you should look up Hope Church. It is awesome. Okay, so we are jumping into Psalm 110 today, and it's a shorter one, but it talks a lot about Jesus. So that's pretty cool. I love seeing stuff in the Old Testament that makes reference to Jesus because Jesus is kind of a big deal. So it's good when we get to read about him. And this psalm is actually quoted quite a bit in the book of Hebrews. So kind of fun to see those connections. And so we're going to jump right in and go for it. So this is the declaration of the Lord to my Lord. Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. The Lord will extend your mighty scepter from Zion. Rule over your surrounding enemies. Your people will volunteer on your day of battle. In holy splendor, from the womb of the dawn, the dew of your youth belongs to you. The Lord has sworn, the Lord has sworn in an oath and will not take it back. You are a priest forever, according to the pattern of Melchizedek. The Lord is at your right hand. He will crush kings on the day of his anger. He will judge the nations. Heaping up corpses. He will crush leaders over the entire world. He will drink from the brook by the road. Therefore, he will lift up his head. And so basically, the main part that I wanted to focus on is you are a priest forever, according to the pattern of Melchizedek. It's just, man, it's an incredible what Jesus has done for us. And we're actually just going to jump over real quick to Hebrews. For every high priest taken from among men is appointed in matters pertaining to God for the people, to offer both gifts and sacrifices for sins. He is able to deal gently with those who are ignorant and are going astray, since he is also clothed with weakness. Because of this, he must make an offering. He must make an offering for his own sins as well as for the people. No one takes his honor on himself. Instead, a person is called by God. No one takes this honor on himself. Instead, a person is called by God, just as Aaron was. In the same way, Christ did not exalt himself to become a high priest, but God said to him, "You are my son. Today I have become your father." Also in another place, because he couldn't remember that it was Psalm 110, though it was probably numbered a little bit differently back then. In another place, it also says, "You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." During his early life, he offered prayers and appeals with loud cries and tears to the one who was able to save him from death. And he was heard because of his reverence. Although he was the son, he learned obedience from what he suffered, and after he was perfected, he became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him. And he was declared by God a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. So Jesus is our high priest forever in the order of Melchizedek, no beginning and no end. There's another spot where it talks through all the different pieces about who Melchizedek was. Over, I believe it's in Hebrews 7. And he's, well, all right, we're just going to look it up, all right, because you asked me to. I heard that. So for this Melchizedek, the king of Salem, priest of God Most High, met Abraham, and blessed him as he returned from defeating the kings. And Abraham gave him a tenth of everything. First, his name means king of righteousness. Then also king of Salem, meaning king of peace. And this, my friends, oops, I hate it when I do that. This, my friends, is where it's just, man, King of righteousness and the King of peace. That's who Jesus is. He's your righteousness and he's your peace. You're struggling to live a righteous life. It's because you need more of Jesus. You need to be closer to Jesus. You need to be filled by the power of Jesus. You're lacking peace. You're all anxious and you're all worked up and you're all frustrated and you're, whatever. He's the King of peace. He's the God of peace. I mean, it's even better than king, but he's the God of peace. He's the King of peace over the dominion of peace. So, it's like they like to say, no God, no peace, no God, no peace. KNOW, no God, KNOW. And then NO, no God, NO, peace, no God, no peace. But if you know God, you will know peace. So the king, the priest Melchizedek, he was without father, mother, genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but resembling the Son of God, and so he remains a priest forever. So a lot of people believe Melchizedek was a pre-cross, pre-incarnation appearance of Jesus. So it actually says, consider how great this man was. Even Abraham the patriarch gave a tenth of the plunder to him. The sons of Levi who receive the priestly office have a command according to the law and collect a tenth from the people. Basically, essentially, it's just saying that they basically paid, all of the Levites paid him a tithe because they were in Abraham's, DNA, essentially, because they came from Abraham over time. And so Jesus is our King of righteousness and our King of peace, no beginning and no end, the King of kings, the Lord of lords. Like, he's a big deal. He's so awesome. So I want you to be encouraged today, whether it's wanting to grow in righteousness, whether it's wanting to be more filled up and more full of integrity, more walking in righteousness. Jesus is the answer. If it's a matter of being just in the middle of chaos and you're like, Lord, what do I do? How do I figure this out? Come to Jesus, call out to Jesus. Just like the psalmist has said over and over and over, my soul cries out to you. My heart longs for you. That's where it's at. So let's worship Jesus just a little bit more today. Let's draw closer to Jesus a little bit more today, because he's the King of righteousness and the King of peace. God bless you today. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.